It's your group. You get to make the rules. So this question actually came up when I was in a group on Facebook answering questions. I just said simply, you know, hey, what are your social media questions? Let's answer them. And somebody asked me how to create the rules for a group or a community. So I obviously run my Google Plus community. We've got a Facebook group too for the Rockstar Guides. I'm active in a lot of communities. I'm an admin in some communities that I've partnered with other people on. But here's the thing is, there's a lot of questions about how to make the rules and how to run groups. The reality is it's your group. You get to make the rules. That's the magic of creating your own group. If you don't want promotion, say no promotion. If you only want a promotion on the grounds of people being engaged, great. That's the rule then. You get to choose what happens in your group. That's the awesome part. So here's the thing I want to remind you of. Your group needs to have rules. Like you have to have clarity around what is allowed in the space, especially since groups and communities are such an important part of a lot of strategies for social media users. Because it's such a great place to connect and network, people are flocking to them, especially on places like Facebook, where maybe your page isn't doing as well. The alternative is obviously to create a group, but without setting the rules very early on what the expectations are, you're gonna get a couple of problems. A, you're gonna get people who are doing things you don't want them to do. And two, you're gonna have a lack of engagement because people aren't really sure what they can do, depending on the two people that you attract in your group. What I suggest is making sure very early you're clear on what your rules are and what the expectations are for the group. Now, having rules does not mean it needs to become a police state and does not mean that it's gonna be very, very rigorous. Your rules can be as big or as little as you'd like. For example, some of my favorite groups have rules where you have to be engaged. So if you're not engaged and you post a ton of pitchy stuff, your pitches are going to get deleted. And if you become somebody who does this a lot, you're going to get deleted. It's very simple. So engage, then post. Engage, and then post. Post pitches, by the way. You can post whatever you want normally. But anyways, there's also groups who are very clearly no pitches. This is not a pitching place. This is not what this environment is for. Fantastic. As a group leader, you decide that. Or you can say, go pitch crazy. I don't care. You can have rules around behavior, language, depending on who your audience is and what you want happening in your community. You have to set those expectations and then, of course, lead by example. If you don't want pitches in your group, make sure you're not posting pitches. If you don't want swearing in your group, make sure you're not swearing. Post the rules and then lead by example in following them. And of course, remember that you can delete people if you want. This is true for your groups. This is true for your pages. I had a client who emailed me recently, and there was somebody who every time she posted something new, somebody would post in their comment a link to their Facebook page or, you know, come buy this or a sales message every time. She's like, what do I do? I'm like, delete them. Ban them from the page. You make the rules. This is your environment. You've built it. You've cultivated it. Don't let somebody else take advantage of it because you don't want to be the bad guy. You get to be the bad guy. You're not being bad. You're just being the leader of this group. You make the rules. It's your group. What I would like you to do now, hit the comments below and tell me something that drives you crazy in groups. Maybe it's something that's happening in your group. Maybe it's something that you want to avoid in a group you're going to create. Be sure to share it below so we can have some conversations so that we can all build better communities. Also, be sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. If you have any questions you'd like to see featured on a future episode of Hit the Mic TV, you can leave them in the comments below, or of course tweet me at @Stacey Harris, and I will answer them for you. All right? See you next time. Make sure it's representing you well. Make sure it's serving the function it needs to serve as a representative of your brand, and stop ignoring it. It's time for you to go in there, make sure it's optimized, and make sure it's working for you and not against you. It's very, very simple to do. It's very, very easy to do.